Hope everyone's having a good day. Coming on here making a little fried rice with some pea shoots. Pea shoots are my favorite vegetable of all time. Just dropping some everywhere. In America, when I go to Asian supermarkets, the price fluctuates like Bitcoin, but it's my favorite. Sauteed with a little garlic, mamma mia. Got some frozen peas too. I have my herbs, Thai basil, cilantro, mushrooms, and a little garlic. So a little vegetable springtime fried rice. Oh, I'm gonna make a miso soup too. 2 cups of water, bring it up to a boil, and I'm gonna add one of these dashi packets. This is a vegetarian dashi packet. They had other dashi packets too. Added that in there. I went to this, it's called Dashi Humi in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. It's like a dashi slash cookware place. It's a beautiful place. You can make your own dashi sets. Like you could pick your dried fish, you could pick your kelp, and they make your mix. You can also buy pre-ordered batches like this. And they also have a nice little Japanese area where you can get food, and they do like the little set lunch thing, which I really like. Everything was high quality. I got a nice piece of fish. It was mamma mia. So I know their dashi's good. Bring it up to a boil. I got my miso over here. So we're just thinking on the fly. When you get the pea shoots in the bag you buy from the store, I washed everything, of course. You can see that the stock is here. So let's rewind the timeline and look at how we process the pea shoots. So what my grandma taught me to do is take the leaves off like this and put that away. Take the leaf off. A little bit of stalk is okay. Oops. But this part I'm gonna save and make soup from it. I have oyster mushrooms here, and it's about 3:30 where I'm at right now. I didn't eat anything. When I woke up this morning, raining, it was dark, and I didn't feel like anything. And yesterday I did a intensive boxing workout, so I was sore. I've also like running around with my dog. My dog is like the fastest dog there is. It's crazy. Where's my garlic? Oh, there's my garlic. Mushrooms in the pan, dry pan. I'm gonna add, I just turned it on medium, and I'm gonna add a little bit of salt in there to get out the moisture. Spoon. So hopefully I don't burn that. I'm gonna add some oil too, but I've seen people cook mushrooms dry and then add oil because it sucks the oil up. I usually add oil, so I'm gonna see how that works. Today we're gonna talk about the rhythms of life. Yeah, like I woke up today, I didn't really feel like doing anything. I need to like listen to my body. So I think it's important, and this is my truth, take what resonates, to be more mindful of how we feel and be more mindful of what's happening around us, and then redirect our course or our course of action accordingly. This is some ginger and garlic. If you look at the sacred cycles, like, you know, the sun and the moon and the solar eclipse that just happened, if you believe that it impacts the energy, then it does. If you don't, then it doesn't. But ancient civilizations have been following the stars for the longest time, so I do believe that there's some truth to that, to astrology. Also, and I'm kind of ashamed to say this, a woman's period. I didn't really know that a woman had a period and what it did to the body until I was like 25 years old, to be honest, because we didn't really learn it in school, and it's kind of taboo, I guess, on the girls' side as well as the guys. Like, I'm not aware that, you know, it impacts how the woman feels, and it's very important. So I think we should have that awareness and have that understanding when things are happening, and then be able to like redirect our path, redirect our course based on the current events. That doesn't mean do some ginger and garlic. That doesn't mean stop what we're doing. That doesn't mean don't do what we're doing. For example, one of my mentors, shout out to Uncle Bronze, he said this analogy, like, you have the option to go surfing when there's a hurricane. You'll get good waves. Even though there's more precaution, like it's more dangerous to do that, but you have the option to do that. If there's a hurricane, you might be advised not to go surfing during that time. You might want to go like the day after, not during the height of the hurricane. So that's a decision that you need to make. I would say with the weather, people wake up in the morning and they're like, oh yeah, it's raining, the weather made me do it. I think there's some truth to that. So I think we should hone in and tap into that a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm gonna boil my dashi for 7 minutes. So when you think about the weather, it like impacts your mood and, you know, the sacred cycles of a woman's body and astrology. I think we should be more mindful of what's happening around us from a higher perspective, as well as, you know, the dynamic that's happening when we interact with people, when we interact with our managers. We don't really know the full story of the situation. You don't know if someone's having a bad day. That's not to say like don't stand up for what is right, or if someone's doing something wrong, don't say anything. But there's more to the story that we're not aware of. So when you have more of that awareness, things won't trigger you as much and you won't be on autopilot. So I got ginger and garlic chopped up. And dashi is made with seaweed and bonito, which is a dried fish. And I got a vegetarian one, which has kelp, shiitake, tomato, and cabbage and carrot. I highly recommend this place. They got good mixes. So it adds umami, it adds depth to whatever you're making. Usually they make it with miso soup. May thy knife chip and shatter. Chip and shatter. Be careful with the knife. And we also think about like manifestations and trying to manifest certain things in our life, and maybe not getting our desired job, or it not working out with that romantic relationship. Like, oh, I really thought we had a connection, but it didn't work out. I really thought I was gonna get that job, but it didn't work out. Sometimes I believe that there's many things at play. Maybe it's not meant to be. If you take a step back and believe that everything in our lives happens for a reason, then you can find a lesson in everything. So maybe that person that you were so infatuated by wasn't part of your highest timeline, and you were supposed to meet for that brief period of time so you could both learn lessons and move on with your life. And if you think like that, it's beautiful. I'm not saying don't take accountability for your actions, but things are more complex than they seem, and it's not always like black and white, like she loves me not. It's not she loves me not. There's times where you would be a good fit for this job, or you have a good connection with this person, but due to outside circumstances, due to how you each are in your dynamic and where you're at in your life stages, it wouldn't work at that time period. It's smoking over here. And another thing that I think about as well is maybe you're not in an energetic alignment, or you haven't learned the lessons that you need to learn yet to be successful at that job or to date that person. You still have to go through some lessons that can only be had with other people. Now, this gets into like fate and destiny and a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm just thinking about that. Like, if you change your vibration and you tell God that you're ready, or the universe or spirit, whatever you believe in, that you're ready for upgrades, but you don't take aligned action because we're physical beings living a human experience. If you don't do the consistency, like, even though I don't feel like getting up in the morning and going to the gym because of Mercury retrograde, I still get up and go to the gym, but I listen to my body. Okay, Google, stop. Maybe I don't do, I'm gonna shut off the dashi. Maybe I don't do such a heavy workout. I do something lighter, more stretching, like Qigong. That's listening to my body, but I'm still demonstrating and exercising consistency. So I think in order to meet the vibration of our highest timeline, we have to think about it mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and then take steps. And everyone's route is different to align with that vibration. We have to align with it from a physical and a spiritual or mental standpoint, both. And only then, I believe, our manifestations come in. The cilantro, it does not taste like salt like me. Pea shoot stalks, peas, cilantro, Thai basil. I like Thai basil with rice. I'm gonna add my, what's this called? Pea shoot stalks to this dashi right now. Now I'm gonna add some oil. I'll take the dashi packet out, add these washed pea shoot stalks in here because I'm not wasting anything. That really reduced more than I wanted it to, so I'm gonna add a little bit more water in there and get it on medium heat. And if we think about fate too, I think sometimes we're so gung-ho about this job and then we lose our job and we get laid off. I think that could be. Now there's a difference between like us not doing our job correctly, but also maybe the universe or spirit or God is redirecting us on the path of our highest timeline, and only with that sudden change would inspire us to really redirect our path and go more towards our highest timeline. So it's a yin and yang. It's something to think about. Think about it. Take the mushrooms out. So when everything happens for a reason, there's lessons from everything. There's no right and wrong. There's only lessons, and there's only multiple paths leading to the same destination. Sometimes it just takes longer to reach that point. To reach that point of coming into union, coming into balance with ourselves, knowing ourselves, loving ourselves, embracing our shadow self, embracing all parts of us so we can be our authentic self and speak up when we feel a certain way. Communication in a relationship, communication and standing up for your worth in your job is important, and it's a balance give and take. I'm not saying be like, a super boss man or a super boss lady and be like, oh, well, I deserve this. No, it's balanced. We have to know when to push, know when to pull, know when to speak up, know not when to speak up. You know what drives me crazy? I turned off the heat because it's getting too hot. When people go to restaurants, they don't express how the food is in the moment, and then they go home and they write a negative review when that could have been addressed in the restaurant. So if you're unhappy with the food while you're in the restaurant, speak up and say something in the moment instead of going online at home and like writing how you didn't like it. Like, give the people that worked in a restaurant the opportunity to make your experience better. The same thing. Sometimes your partner can't read your mind. I could read your mind, but sometimes you can't. Like, express how you feel. The job, they don't know your goals. If it doesn't align, it's better to express that now rather than hold it in. Garlic and ginger. I don't want to burn this. Going in right away with my pea shoots and the paper. No, just kidding, not the paper. Don't burn the garlic. Touch of salt. All right, take it out because I don't want to overcook it right now. Pea shoots just like this is my favorite, like, of all time. More oil in the pan. And how can you change your vibration and meet the vibration of what you want to do? It sounds cheesy, but believing in yourself, getting yourself out there, learning how to set boundaries and know when you need to rest and decline some social gatherings because you need to recharge your energy, to save that energy for when you need to take aligned action for your goal. Sometimes it's important to say like, oh, you know, I can't go out. You don't have to give an explanation. You just don't want to go out because you want to stay in. But there are other times where you need to demonstrate consistency. You need to demonstrate that willpower, that balance, yin and yang, and go outside of your comfort zone. I was going to some dinners with strangers and I met a lot of nice people, and it's a really nice thing, but I can't do it every day because it would drain my mental battery. Some people need to be more assertive and assert that go-getter masculine energy at times. Sometimes you need to be a little bit more introspective and spend more time with yourself to recharge. So that all comes down to awareness. Leftover rice, I'm not gonna get like a super wok super flavor, right? So don't come at me at the comment. Soup, some miso. To be honest, I don't know how much, maybe this much. Dissolve it into the soup, into the broth, and burn my hand a little bit. This is miso soup. I'll pound that rice. Frozen peas in there, a little pepper. I was gonna add some Shaoxing wine to the pea shoots, but I forgot. Hot. Add the mushrooms back in. Soy sauce. Pea shoots back. I just turned the heat off. Try it. Well seasoned because I seasoned it each step of the way. I seasoned the vegetables. I seasoned the mushrooms. And a touch of sesame oil. That is it. I like to eat a little bit of raw stuff with my cooked stuff. So my Thai basil and cilantro. If you don't like it, don't add it. Just throw that in there a lot. And voila, this is my pea shoot Thai basil veggie chow fan, or fried rice. Miso dashi soup. Maybe I should have added more miso. You don't have to eat the pea shoot stalks right now. Next time the weather changes and you don't feel like getting out of bed, become aware of it, see how you're feeling, and then decide how to reroute your day. Sometimes you need to rest, sometimes you need to go. Sometimes you need to be consistent even though you feel uncomfortable. But don't just go on autopilot all the time and burn yourself to the ground. Or be completely lazy and not do anything. I like it. Fried rice, pea shoots, just add whatever you like. The Thai basil is very tasty in here. Like, I get the Thai basil chow fan or fried rice when I go to a Thai restaurant. This is a good Michael meal. And go on with my day. You have a good day. Peace.